Our story begins with George, a business manager, having an affair with a woman in his office when someone knocks on the door. She quickly hides under the table. Jim enters, asking about his wife, saying that co-workers had seen her entering the office. George denies seeing her, and Jim leaves. Shortly after, Jim knocks on the door again, and the woman hides once more. Jim asks George about the next day's presentation, expressing his desire to present because he is the owner of the idea and worked hard on it. George refuses, and as Jim leaves, he notices his wife's hair clip. Later that night at home, while his wife is making dinner, Jim sees the same hair clip again. He asks her what she was doing in his manager's office. She ignores him, claiming she had been home all day. Jim apologizes, and they start eating a week-old pasta, with Jim pretending it is delicious to avoid hurting her feelings. Suddenly, she starts a fight over his constant apologizing and asks for a break from their relationship, saying she wants to visit her mother in Philadelphia. The next day at the presentation, George boasts to the clients about turning $100 million into $1 billion in just 1 year, attributing the success to himself. Jim sits sadly, feeling overlooked. The clients agree to the deal, and George begins discussing his plans to vacation in Philadelphia. Jim connects the dots and realizes both his boss and his wife are planning to go to Philadelphia. Summoning his courage, Jim confesses to the clients that he did the hard work on the project. George tries to silence him, but when the clients ask a question about the deal, George gives a wrong answer, while Jim answers correctly. The clients ask Jim why he stayed silent, and he explains it was due to George's position. As George tries to take Jim away, the client stops them and acts as if nothing happened. Later, at breakfast, Jim struggles with the spoiled pasta again, but his friend advises him to throw it away. Jim gets excited and tosses it out the window. Determined, he goes to George while he is talking to the client and announces that he is quitting. George humiliates Jim, asking what he will do after quitting. Jim replies that he will join the competitors, share his expertise, and make a lot of money. He then tells George that all he can do is sunbathe in Philadelphia, unable to do anything else. The client starts clapping for Jim and tells him they were waiting for the hard worker to show his strength. She offers him George's job. George protests, but the client humiliates him and tells him to go to Philadelphia and never come back to the company. The client shakes her hand with Jim as he has won. Jim is in his office when his wife tries to rekindle their romance. She finds his wedding ring on the ground and puts it in his hand, but he refuses and tells her it's over. Jim hands her the divorce papers, telling her not to act as if it's her first time in the office. She apologizes, but he remains firm, stating that while God may forgive, he does not. Thus, our story ends. Please like, share, and subscribe.